Ladies and gentlemen, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me. Here we are. So happy to see all of you here. So let's get started. I just wanted to tell you that I'll be getting up probably tomorrow, the 15th to 30th of June, where there's the solstice to honor. There is that solar eclipse, so important, and it will be an individual reading for each sign. So, Metatron. Metatron is a figure who is not very much as popular as Archangel Michael. And but Metatron spans the religions, all different religions, and this is a master, an ascended master, an archangel that is very well known in that sense. Let me show you and start with the. Let's start with the singing bowl. Okay, so let's go and let's look at the possibility of different questions. Hello, Queen. All right, Queen, let's see what Queen has asked. Queen asked, how do we stop repeating the same patterns of behavior or any negative energy around us? So you're asking how to stop repeating the same patterns or behaviors and to clear energy around you. That is two different things, but it can be the same thing. Let's see. Get the question off of here and on to there. Let's see. Okay. Man is a creature of habit. One of the reasons there is repetition is because of this. But perhaps you are asking about negative repetitions, the same kind of mistakes, the same kind of difficulties are repeated over and over. I agree that perhaps the two questions are together. Negative entities, internal and external to you, can be the cause of this. Firstly, it is important, it's imperative for you to be cleared of those energies. Find someone to do this because it depends on the strength that you have and your ascendant nature, your soul vibration rate, whether you can do this yourself or not. If you have not so far, I suggest you confide in someone who can clear this for you. Then, and only then, you should take on a series of practices. There are many practices, and this is something that the person who guides you can tell you. You will hear, and Christelle tells you, just say no. People who do not have a high vibrational rate can seem to be impervious to negative energy, but it invariably does not work. My suggestion is find someone you trust. Okay, now let's see if we can go down. Let's see, Marlene. Let's go to Marlene. Marlene. Hi, Marlene. Hope you are well. I am. And dear Metatron, I would like to hear about your point of view of the concept of angelic people and star people. Hello. These are words that are used in your vocabulary, and others have written them. Perhaps you have changed the words. Maybe you have seen them in different languages and it seems common to you. The angel is a common concept, but the spirit world doesn't really put a name tag on these things. One specific concept are ascended masters. They are considered the world over as being the same. In rare cases, there are rare countries that are rare that do not have this same concept. But for the most part, the notion of ascended masters is accepted. Star people are something that probably, and I'm saying probably because this is not a term that is widely accepted, and I will explain. People are using the word starseed, a starseed child, a starseed this, a starseed that. There are other terms that are thrown around and have to do with specific fads and periods of history and different languages, but I would consider and suggest you to keep the notion of angel if you can, if your religion allows you, but please also substitute, if that is a problem, with the term spirit, spirit guide, ascended master, angel, archangel. This is something that is widely used. Let's see. Long answers. I get very unexpected. Nirvana bliss. Let's see if we can go one by one and get these answers. Dear Christelle, my Q, dear angel, I don't understand what the Q is. Dear angel Metatron, once a window of energy opened in front of me, called Energy Vision Board. The how and why did it open and not again? I am not sure we are thinking of the same thing. There are portals. Yes. Perhaps people call them windows, like a window of opportunity. Energy vision board, I don't understand, because vision is something you see. It undoubtedly is a portal. A portal is something where you can, as a soul, use to go to astral planes. I specifically do not know for you why it did not open again. I believe you may not be sensitive enough to see it all the time. This is what I believe. Okay, let's see. Nirvana, I'm going to, trying to find different people here. Still finding Anne. Thank you for your kind donation. The super chat. I'll be looking for your questions. Let's see. Hello, Fred. Hello, Halaya. Hello, Nancy. Patricia. Okay, Patricia asks, can I ask if the sea levels will rise? They are rising now. They have started to rise, and this is due to two different phenomena. One, in many areas of the globe, they rise because of melted ice. This is one phenomenon. However, they will not rise in all places and areas of the world. You will find there will be dry canyons, dry seas, and dry water sources. When this is a gradual process, and it will ebb and flow, changing, rising and lowering in time. I do not believe, and I am correct in saying that we will not see the waters overtake the world as you know it. You will not be drowned. Countries will not be drowned. This is a true and also a false statement, because there are some areas of the world, like I said, that will see sea levels rise sharply. And it's true, those bodies of land that are circumscribed in nature will find themselves covered. But again, this is ebbing and flowing. This changes in time. Let's see. Intuit, Aura. Hello to you. My question for one of my most kindred archangels, Metatron. Are you the angel aligned with automatic writing? Thanks. There are no angels aligned with automatic writing. Automatic writing is a practice like meditation, and it should be considered like meditation. It's a practice to exercise over and over again. It is you and your spirit, your soul, that aligns with the communication you need. It has nothing to do with angels, archangels, or your spirit guides. It has everything to do with your ability to understand and feel communication. Oh dear. There you are, still finding Anne. Let me open. There you are. Archangel Metatron, the messages I see are often blurry and unclear. What is the best thing I could do to see my messages more clearly? This is a practice I will discuss for everyone. I can say that perhaps 85% of the people on this earth does not have a valid or sufficient communication with the spirit world. One practice is what I just explained, the practice of automatic writing, but also the practice of meditation. Try, and I'm giving this as a suggestion to everyone, to enter a state of bliss through meditation, both with your eyes closed and with your eyes open. This is something you need to practice. Dear. Maggie, thank you. Hello, Christelle. I'm fine. I'm very, very well. Would like to know what kind of prayers I can do in the morning to remove negative energy, to start good energy in the morning. Thank you, Metatron. Again, this is a general question because the idea of asking, invoking, and praying is a common practice. I like the term invocation because you are invoking spirit. To remove negative energy, as I said to another person who asked, first of all, you need to clear old attachments, negative attachments from past lives. And this is not easy for you simply to do it today in this life unless you are knowledgeable of your past lives and what has occurred during those lives. Before you can eradicate negative energy, you need to know what kind of energy it is, where is the source of that negative energy, in order for you to start. Of course, praying, as you say, in the mornings upon arising, facing east, is always a valid practice for the mind, for discipline, and the soul. However, when you find that you sense negative energy, nonetheless, this requires someone, a shaman, a priestess, a healer, people who are akin to the works of energy, in order for it to be removed. That's my suggestion. I'm going to take some. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see. Fred asks, will there ever be real change with the BLM movement in the USA? You speak of Black lives. Things are today changing. If you remember, weeks ago, there was no uprising. Now there is. That is the beginning of change. In your lifetime, you will not be satisfied with the developments of this question that you ask, because you always feel there could be more. It is the same for other ethnic groups which are mistreated and misunderstood. It is the same with women around the world who are mistreated and not validated. It is the same with any weak groups around the world. And I have to say and again stress that in this lifetime of yours, you will not be satisfied with the progression that has been made and the developments that have been made, because you sense that there will not be equality. However, I have to stress to you, and please philosophically try to find sources for your knowledge and reading. Equality, 100% equality, will not ever exist. As if, and this is an example, you are working as a mechanic. You have a shop. You are part owner with another mechanic. You are both excellent mechanics. Your shop is very, very successful. Is there equality between you? There is a written contract where the proceeds are divided 50% each. But invariably, things occur. This is called life, and this is the earth. One of you, for example, suffers a severe disease, and it has consequences. That too influences the equality between you. This is my answer. But yes, you will see improvement, but not equality in this life. Oh, well. Mary Jo. Let's see. Mary Jo. Thank you, Christelle, for communicating with Metatron. Thank you for joining me. My favorite angel. Does Metatron have any advice for us in today's world? Let me get some water. I lied. It's tea. Let's see. One very important suggestion and piece of advice is what has been discussed so far, the practice of meditation, invocations, prayer. It's as important as exercising the physical body. We have a physical body, we have an emotional body, and we have a mental body. Your souls also have those domains. A physical soul, which is called a blueprint, a mental soul, mental level soul, and emotional level soul. What I strongly suggest is systematically for you to, especially when you feel pain, there is no reason for you to feel pain, not even if you are elderly. Whenever you are stricken, or feeling all of a sudden, especially if you are sensitive, this is an alarm bell that should signal to you something is wrong. Not always will it signal the need for medical advice or a physician. It most invariably, and I can say 75% of the time, has to do with negative energy. Unfortunately, when it is not taken care of or not heeded, this is brought forth, and medical issues do arise from this. So my advice for today's world is try to clear yourselves of added baggage of blocks and restrictions from the past. There is that in every person. But life is dynamic, as I have mentioned, and this requires periodically to cleanse the soul and the body of this, because we make decisions, because if we don't, others do. And many people are the source of negative energy that they can send you unknowingly, unwittingly as well, especially in this moment of time during the pandemic. Ooh. Alaya. According to a shaman, there is going to be a surge of COVID in August. Can you confirm? How must we be prepared? How can we prepare now? It depends on where you are speaking of. There will not be a surge of the COVID virus in the entire world, not as early as August. There will be surges. Numbers will increase in those areas that have not heeded regulations, rules, cleanliness, cleansing of negative energy especially. Yes, there will be areas where the virus will surge, but it is not a general tendency, not as soon as August. Well, thank you, our tracker. Thank you, our tracker. Okay, Nancy Castiglione. How can I enter into communication with you for guidance and support? You are doing that now, and the way you can begin is the suggestions I have made so far: meditation, invocation, and first cleansing of negative energy. Once you are free of negative energy, you will find that the communicative channels seem more open to you. Christina, welcome. How can a person develop his or her psychic mediumship abilities? Thank you. Mediumship and channeling can be thought of a gift similar to the gifted surgeon or the gifted singer. It seems as if they were born with these qualities. And I have to admit, those who work as mediums and channelers have been gifted since birth, and afterwards were able to understand the gift. The only suggestion that I can say to you is try to remember, first of all, your dreams that occur, write them down, and remember going back during meditative practices at a time when you were in your mother's womb, and that is the gestation period, a month before being conceived, and then slowly but surely, during meditation, ask yourself to relive that month and the next month and the next month. If you are able to do this, not on a daily basis, but on every other day, but for a very short period, it's exhausting. You can, if you have the gift, you will see it. Oh dear. Let's see. Okay, Alaya, what are the best steps by defeating the current world systems to bring up into light and out of oppression from the 1%? I'm sorry to repeat myself, but there are moments in our collective consciousness that we can bond together to change the perspective and consciousness of the world. One of these very, very superb moments is now because of the virus. It was a blessing in this moment, and you may think of it as a blessing in disguise. This requires, again, I am sorry to repeat, the cleansing of negative energy over and over and over again, because you start with yourself, and the way you act and extend yourself during your meditation, that's the way you need to extend yourself to others around you. Invite them to do the same. Excuse me. Oh, okay, Shaki. I would say Shaki. Shaki. I've been feeling dizzy in the past few days. Is there a need for me to ground? When I answer these questions, and this is Christelle speaking, I will accept them as questions that are for the collective because they're practices, okay? So they're not personal. Feeling dizzy is and has many different reasons, different sources of the dizziness. Of course, dizziness is one. It is one, how can I say, a result of you raising your vibrational rate. Your soul's raising your vibrational rate. Indeed, you may even feel faint and need to sit. But grounding is to be done after you have these feelings. Grounding should be done always. Grounding will give you the opportunity to then go back and again practice your meditation and see if it appears once again. If it doesn't, then it's something linked to another area of your life. You might want to see a doctor. Renee Perron. Let's see if I get that there. Well, sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see, Renee. Let's see if I could put you here. Okay. Archangel Metatron. Oh. How can I recognize you and other archangels' assistants? Give me a symbolic sign or sound to alert me or to get my attention. I am sorry. You have your own personal guides. You can call them angels. I will not be one of them. You can pray or invoke prayer, send invocations to angels and Metatron, myself and archangels for specific purposes. But in terms of guidance, you have your inner circle of spirit guides. Again, people ask over and over and over again, how can I know? How can I know? We have guides that can range from 4, I have found 3, 5, 6 spirit guides. They all have a certain purpose and they are all there to impulse you and get your attention. One way is when you feel through one of your senses, your hearing, your smelling, your olfactive capability, the sounds, where you hear something uncommon. For example, you are walking down a street and you have a very strong sense of jasmine when there are no flowers around. That is one. You see an animal and they stare at you for some reason. This may be another sign. You hear music when there is no source of music playing. Colors flash often. Numbers you see numbers, the same numbers over and over again. These are all impulses that your spirit guides send you. However, that doesn't mean anything to you unless you understand what they are trying to say. And it's a long practice of exercising your concentration in this sense. I call it meditation and I continue to call it meditation. But in truth, it is a gift. At times the meditation will not work. It is even a moment of being aware. It's awareness, honing your awareness, closing your eyes, opening your eyes. Practice on every single thing around you. Sit in your room. Focus very closely on an object that is shining. See it. Imagine it. Imagine it. Again, bring it to the foreground. Bring it to the background. Exercise this vision, but there's also audio to exercise. It's very complicated if you don't have the skills already. Okay. Shachi. How can I prepare myself for the upcoming eclipse energies? Please forgive me for repeating once again. I say to you over and over again, invoke spirit and ask. Invoke the name of your guides and ask. Listen. And cleanse yourself of negative energy. This is essential, and I will say it over and over and over again. Mary, Mary. I have to get some water. Mary, Mary, hello there. Are so many guided meditations for chakra clearing? There are so many. Okay. What is your best advice to clear our chakras successfully? Once again, you need to see the aura. It's a practice that is used in many forms. In Reiki, if you can find information about Reiki and learning how to use energy through this practice, this is a beginning. You will find many free sources. That will begin your personal take, your personal construction, your personal creative source of how to use that energy. Be creative and ask specifically for things that you yourself need. Okay. Nadia, is the locust attack in India, was it punishment from the gods? I don't see this as a punishment from the gods. Similarly to the COVID virus as a punishment from the gods. Life on earth is dynamic, as I have mentioned, and you will find that there will be blissful moments and there will be sad moments. There is an attack now of that animal. In another part of the world, there is an attack of a different kind of animal. But they are all experiences, occurrences that are used to serve man's awareness, to understand, to bring them to more clearly ask themselves why, like you are doing, and to ask them to pray for forgiveness and clarity. Wow. Phew. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. Anne, thank you. Archangel Metatron, is it true that our life contract is written and agreed upon before we are born, or can we truly manifest the lives we want through our thoughts? In part, it is true, but there is a very strong part of your life, our lives, everyone's lives, that is called free will. The soul, before it incarnates, decides for itself, on the one hand, but decides something that is not decided by them, but puts them into a situation based on their vibration rate, based on how they acted in past lives. I will give you an example. You incarnate into a family of means, a wealthy family. A series of events occur where your elders or your parents lose their wealth, and you have the opportunity to distance yourself from them and be able to create an empire that will afford you wealth in future. Your life will be conditioned by your choices in that sense. And the same is true in the opposite case. You are incarnated in a family of poverty. You are offered and you seek out solutions to improve your financial situation. Those decisions that you make will radically change your life. Okay. Grounded expressions. Jen, I feel like this truther movement, especially in regards to the children, is going to have something to do with my path going forward. Do you see us being told more what's going on by the summer of 21? You ask about being told. This means, for me, that you are passively awaiting information. It will not work like this to improve the world. Those in power in different countries around the world are only men and women like you and others. They are limited in their knowledge, they are limited in their power, and they are limited in their intentions. You need to be more active in terms of understanding what occurs. I do understand that perhaps this response doesn't satisfy you because you would like a secret to be revealed. And the secret I wish to reveal is that each and every one of you has the importance that is needed to be able to find out, like you say, what is going on. Still finding an Archangel Metatron. Will COVID come back stronger in the fall this year? Here, I have to repeat the same similarity to the answer that I mentioned before. There will be particular areas of the world where it will return in force in the fall. It will return. Another virus, not COVID, another virus will return in 10 years' time and have the same effect as this one has. What we will see in the fall, similar to August, are selected areas constrained by matters that are local in nature, decision-making processes of those that are in power, for example, or practices of the people who have not heeded specific advice. This, yes, in the fall, in one area of the world, well, actually 2, 3 areas of the world, there will be a rise in the cases. Nirvana bliss. High percentage charges have been applied in our country, and I'm sending energy message to remove it. Is this personal receiving, and will he do anything? Is this person receiving and do anything about it? I have to say that what you speak of will not be removed in a short period of time. It will need intervention from several areas, from several sources, and several strong collective, I don't want to say armies, but associations of people for that to change. Let's see. Jasprit Singh, what is the real message in this play on Earth? Same storyline, but different close. If we done good, we rise, or if we do bad, we fall. Can you please tell us when the actors leave the stage? Your metaphor of the stage may not be appropriate, because my message has been, since I started to communicate with you, is that we all individually have a strength. And I am not speaking of a select number of actors, as you call them, but of individuals. The change And any change that you are thinking of begins with the individual. Let's see. Camila Martinez. First time, hope you stay. I always have revelations of dreams about bad things that are going to happen. How could I interpret that? When traveling the astral planes, which is what you do when you dream, dreams are there as a subconscious message. They do not foretell any future events. I suggest you interpret this way unless you have the proof, and I don't believe you do. Okay. Let's see. Corey Thorne. I'm traveling in Canada and have been made so have been made so clear of the message of the golden light as a channel and mystic. This today makes sense to my messages I am downloading. Okay, get that. Christina, how can we better communicate with our spirit guides, and how can we find out their names, who they are? Is there a specific practice for this? Thank you. The question, and I'm sorry to repeat, is similar as an answer I have. The practice is to continually ask and listen, smell, find the answers with your spirit guides. If you have difficulty, as I imagine, because you are asking the question, get guidance. Get guidance from someone who can tell you how to do this. It is extremely detailed information. Each specific guide that we have, and you all have had and have, is there for a specific purpose. They have a specific origin. They have become spirit guides after serving on earth. In order for you to understand their role on your spirit guide team, it's a matter of getting that information. Many people talk of a body of knowledge that is called the Akashic Records. Here too, this is a metaphor. That name, Akashic Records, was coined by a specific person. It is a beautiful metaphor, but still, to be able to contact that huge library, you need the power of messaging, channeling, and understanding what you are hearing. Okay, abstract wellness. When we meditate and bring our petitions before God and our spirit guides and hear no answers for our problems, what do we do after that? It's a practice, and I stupidly say practice makes perfect. You can think of the same thing about a relationship you have. You have a relationship with a person you have lived with and known for many years. Why do you think you say the same things and they don't understand? Ask yourself, there must be a miscommunication. They are not listening, or you are not communicating the way they need to hear those messages. Everyone in this case has their own language of love. In what you ask, it is a matter of practice, I assure you. Cancun lover, are dreams a time when you can connect with people on another dimension? Or are they memories of the soul? I often see and meet people in my dreams in great detail. Sometimes they are great lessons. They are both. First of all, there are dreams, then they are much more. First of all, there are dreams that allow you to process what occurs to you on a subconscious level. And they are guides. They guide you, these suggestions, and they tell you something about yourself. Other times, your dreams are reflections of past life events that you need to understand in order for you to then remove the negativity that occurred in that past life so you can move on. And still yet, there are premonition dreams, like the person before you asked, and sometimes you will understand if they are premonitions only if you have had those type of dreams before. There are many things that they mean, the dreams. It would be very useful for you all to learn more about the dream state and how the dream state can be replicated when you are in an alpha state, not fully sleeping, similar to what happens to you when you are hypnotized. That is very, very important. Please read more about dreams. It is an extremely valuable source of information for you all. Let's see. Okay, Haley. Thank you for your guidance and appreciated. Do I keep optimistic that X? I can't read this as a personal question. Sorry. Kiwi, my higher self offer any advice? Kiwi, I'll be answering that. This is Christelle. In terms of what advice it could offer us all. Okay. I use now an expression I hope many will understand. The advice is, don't sweat the small stuff. I understand many you will not understand. Do not be preoccupied with little problems that seem big to you. Your purpose is not about waiting by your telephone to hear from someone you thought loved you. Your purpose here is to seek a channel to the divine source and understand what your strengths are. Many people have the strength of communication. Others have the strength, and music is one of these sources of communication. Many can be healers in a very strong way. It is a matter of understanding what your soul's purpose is. Okay. Nirvana Bliss. This beautiful energy is like an angel, an angel webinar. It's cute. Angel webinar. Mary Jo, this will be the last question. Metatron, can you please describe heaven for us? I don't need to describe that word because I have to say that word comes from a metaphor as well that people on earth have devised. and books the Bible and other holy scriptures have mentioned. It is a place with no time and no space. The heavens, let's say the heavens, is a spiritual world. A spiritual world is a place with no time and no space. I don't think of what I have to do next because I'm thinking of what I'm doing now. And I don't think of where I came from because it doesn't serve me now. This is what the heavens are like. Thank you so much, because my brain goes nuts after a while. It starts frying, and I need to sign off now. Carol, let me get that. Thank you for this. Do twin flames exist? Twin flames. Do twin flames exist? Yes, they absolutely do. They are different from soul mates. And this too, you can find information there. But believe this, a twin flame is a notion that will cause you much sadness because of your desire to meet that twin flame. It is not necessary for you to do that in this lifetime, and perhaps not even in the last or the next. There is a twin flame. But could you imagine the divine source, a divine entity that puts us here in a puzzle, in a maze, and says to us, okay, now you have to look for your twin flame. This is not it's not a practice that is done by a divine being or a divine entity. When you are ready, they will come to you. Guys, cut it. Stop. Archangel, is there a message I could give my friend George to help improve his life? Please listen again to the most important message I have given you all today. And this is to hone your practice of being in the moment through meditation, awareness, conscious awareness, especially for your friend, but for many others, is to be present in the moment. Study how conscious awareness can help you through pain, especially, and through heartache, emotional pain specifically. Being aware of those feelings rather than covering them with drugs or medicine is a way of being aware of it, accepting it, and knowing it's there, even if it doesn't disappear. Oh, okay. I have to sign off. The bells are ringing in the church behind me, so it's time for me to go. Thank you so much for your kindness and for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Tomorrow I'll be uploading the second half of June. Namaste for your support. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.